Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to introduce many different revelations as well as twists and turns in this story that will lead to saga-wide implications by director J.J. Abrams, Disney, and Lucasfilm that'll change how we view the past 8 Star Wars movies within the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film answering many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens, as well as creating brand new questions at the very beginning of this movie that will be answered at the very end of Episode 9, which is also a great thing for the Star Wars franchise. Now, looking at everything here, we do know that this film is going to be by far the darkest Star Wars film there is in the sequel trilogy, and that JJ has a plan in place in order to make it the darkest movie out of the entire Skywalker saga. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions. This is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that one of the sequences based in the second act of the film, where Rey is said to be training with the Skywalker saber inside of a strange crystal cave, is that later on she begins to tinker with the lightsaber hilt and is said to take it apart into pieces in mid-air, while she is said to be meditating on a large boulder. Now, it's described that as all of this happens, it's explained that Rey is said to be focusing on the kyber crystal of the Skywalker saber and the actual hilt itself, where it's said that she begins to see a horrific vision of Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren slaughtering an entire innocent village of an unknown world in the middle of a torrential rainstorm. Now, it's said that Rey witnesses the clan leader holding the Skywalker lightsaber where he is killed by Kylo Ren after he stabs him with his cross-guard lightsaber, where the clan leader is said to drop the saber hilt as it tumbles down a muddy hill that drops near Maz Kanata. It's explained that Maz Kanata picks up the saber where she witnesses the slaughter from above, where the knights see Maz holding the saber. This is where Ren and his Knights of Ren chase Maz Kanata as she runs toward a strange ship, where this is where Maz is able to escape and hop on board of this strange shuttle and escapes the atmosphere of this unknown world. However, it's said that Kylo actually owned the Skywalker saber for a very long time before it went missing and somehow found its way into the hands of the clan member and now into the hands of Maz Kanata. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, this of course falls directly in line with how The Rise of Skywalker is going to answer many of the burning questions for The Force Awakens. By far, one of the big questions that we all had for Episode 7 was, how in the world did Maz Kanata ever discover the Skywalker saber? How did it really fall into her hands? After, of course, Luke Skywalker lost on Bespin. Now, in this particular scene, it's said to be a moment in which Rey is training through the ways of the Force, and she's actually taking the saber apart into many different pieces, while she's actually said to be meditating on a large boulder, where the kyber crystal is said to be exposed. Now, this particular moment leads to a vision that Rey sees, and she witnesses the very moment in which exactly how Maz Kanata herself came across the Skywalker saber many years ago before the events of The Force Awakens. Now, this is also to take place on an unknown world. We're still not quite sure exactly what world this really is, but Kanata actually found this saber on accident, where there was actually said to be a battle between Kylo, the Knights, and of course the clan members, and specifically the clan leader. Now, we got a little glimpse of this particular scene in The Force Awakens. You guys may recall that in the Force Back vision, we do see one of the clan leaders getting killed by Kylo Ren. That actual clan leader right then and there was actually said to be holding the Skywalker saber hilt. And if you guys listen carefully to the Force Back from The Force Awakens, you can hear in the background the Skywalker saber igniting. Now, with that being said, this particular scene is said to progress to a moment in which Kylo Ren is now looking for the Skywalker saber after it falls down a muddy hill that eventually rolls toward Maz Kanata, where she grabs it and the Knights of Ren chase her. This is where she has to escape and boards that shuttle and escapes the atmosphere of this strange world. Now, what I like about this scenario is that it does somehow or somewhat answer, exactly how the Skywalker saber fell into the hands of Maz Kanata. However, at the same exact time, the mystery remains of exactly how Kylo Ren discovered it. So it turns out that Kylo Ren actually owned the Skywalker saber for a very long time before it went missing and fell into the hands of this clan that eventually fell into the hands of Maz Kanata after the clan got killed on this strange world that's actually full of rain and lightning storms. Now, we actually got a little glimpse of this battle in The Force Awakens, which was good. You can see how J.J. Abrams is trying to connect this movie to The Force Awakens, which really makes it feel like a direct sequel to The Force Awakens more than The Last Jedi, at least in my point of view. But in this particular moment, this is said to be a moment in which Rey sees a vision of the Skywalker saber and, where it's been during its whole entire life. And this is, of course, one of the locations that it's actually been at. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.